And yeah, Malik, over to you.
So the first thing I want to say is that uh, that day before Dunkey released, I opened the Book My Show and I looked like what is the first show. What is the first? I want to watch that first show because I am a huge fan of Rajkumar Hirani. At least I was a huge fan of Rajkumar. Uh, Once I came back from the movie. I called to my friend who booked 1 hour prior before me. So we got so much of angry that why this happened? No, what went wrong? We discussed it for an hour. Like what happened to our Rajkumar Hirani and everything. Then once, even before coming to this podcast, I told him like we are discussing on Rajkumar, and he was just crying. No, Rajkumar will come back. He will come back. No, nothing will happen to him. Something like that he was saying. But one thing I observed is that, as you all were saying, that predictability. To be honest, before COVID or maybe before 10 years back or something like that, you can tell a normal story. Like you can tell for suppose Sita Ramam. You take an example of Sita Ramam. Sita Ramam is a story between like a poor guy and a rich girl. Okay, you can tell it normally. Okay, people can listen. But what changed Sita Raman, at least for me, because when I'm in theater, I watch the movie and also watch what people are watching. When they
Yeah.
are laughing, when they are crying, I do watch it.
Yeah.
So one thing I observed from Sita Ramam was that the interval changed it. That wow element. You can write human emotions, you can write comedy, you can write anything. Human emotions are like basic thing because the reason I'm a huge fan of Rajkumar Hirani sir is because human emotions. I like Tom Hanks movies, Castaway, A Man Called Otto, The Terminal. So I'm a huge fan of human emotions. But what I believe is that Hirani sir should come with some unpredictable things. Keep his comedy, keep his emotions and everything the same. He should at least, because the moment I enter the theater, I know what is the story is, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna end, when I'm gonna cry, when I'm gonna laugh. So I predicted everything. So I think he has to come with unpredicting things in the story that would save his storytelling.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, like as many of you said, he has to change his pattern or something like that. But what I believe is in this film industry, of course, Rajmouli sir is a thing to break that, but many people can't do that because, as I said, my friend, he was like, throughout the call, he was like, I was expecting this, I was expecting that, I was expecting this. People expect, because when I watched Avatar 1, I was expecting a huge war cry, huge war scenes from Avatar 2 movie, which I didn't get. That is the reason why I was a little disappointed. Because people expect that, okay, either you have to be bluntly like, I have a good story, I'll come with it, let the audience decide. Or else you have to have the same thing that you have. Like for suppose Hirani sir, you will cry, you will laugh, you will cry, you will laugh. At the end, you will take something from the movie. For suppose, like Trivikram sir said, no rendu jobullo chetul పట్టేసుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతాను అన్నట్టు. After 3 days, before he told, I was doing that. 3 days cinema juice వచ్చి after 3 days, I went to the balcony and I was just roaming here and there. Like I was just thinking about the movie. So I think తన pattern అలాగే ఉంచుకోవాలి. He has to maintain his pattern, but along with that, unpredictability in the storytelling అనేది important.
Some wow factor should be there.
Some wow factor should be there. Like if people know that, okay, this guy will face some difficulties while crossing the border, or these are all things predictable. So he has to at least like for suppose Hi Nana is a story where Krunal's suspense was there. At least he has to bring some unpredictability in his storytelling. That's what I feel.
So adding on to that, I want to say that RRR, when RRR was happening, the whole interval block, we all know that Beam is going to come. Everybody knows Beam is going to come. Now wow factor happened, how he is going to come? Now that wow factor is probably like Sahu and me were telling, predictability is happening way too much. It is about the wow factor that Rajkumar Hirani has to look forward. He has to take audience by surprise. I mean, when and one more thing, Sahu was telling about expectations. Definitely we all expect. Okay, because he has delivered so sad. 3 Days is such a big hit. It's a bigger hit in China. It got remade in Mexico. Now, what we don't want is another 3 Days. What we want is something bigger, something a little more bigger than 3 Days. Yeah. Thank you, Malik. Thank you for those words. I have to tell you guys, me and Malik, like you pointed out, we watch audience. As much as we watch the film, we also watch the audience. And Malik and the whole reason this channel started was I want to bring out audience perspective.
Right.
It's not just the filmmakers. I want audience. I want the filmmakers to know the audience.
Yes.
What audience thinks. So Malik and we don't belong to any film school. We don't. I mean, people who don't know, we're brothers. He's my brother. So we look at audience, we analyze them. We even there was even a point of contention where we were looking only at audience at some movies, especially movies like Kabir Singh. I was only looking at audience. I was not even watching the film. So we take it with pride that we know audience are a little better than probably filmmakers and all. So that's the whole reason why this channel is started. Yeah. So
Malik was saying something. I cut him.
Malik.
I actually forgot, but I just want to continue his point. The reason I watch audience is because, I mean, film schools are very important. But the more knowledge you get from the audience, the person who is sitting beside you,
Right.
because from Sita Ramana, as a saying example, the guy who was sitting was a mass guy. Like, he doesn't know all these kind of films. He was watching. He was talking with his friend. When the interval bank came, after that he was not even talking with anyone. He was just watching the movie like this. So you have to bring that wow factors or something like that, especially today's storytelling age. You have to bring something that makes the audience see your screen without blinking or without talking with a friend or taking your phone out. So you have need that element. Because the other thing I want to say is one thing that's missing from Rajkumar's film is that scenes. Basically, one thing I like about Rajmouli sir or Hirani sir is that even if you go to YouTube, you open like Lagera Munawai scenes, you will get that friend scene where he was talking on the beach scene, or that scene where he was like, door open karo, father se baat karo, like all 3 Idiots, Jahan Pana Tusi, great go scene. So there are scenes where even for Rajmouli sir also, you can that horse scene from Magadira and all these things. There are some scenes which is missing in Dunkey. Dunkey don't have that scene. Even PK, to be honest, PK also have some scenes, that interview scene or something like that.
In the last Sarfraz Dhoka Nahi Dega scene. Yeah.
But Dunkey doesn't have any such scene like that. Like where you can come back to home, and once the movie is released, you can for the motivation or something else, you just type in YouTube that scene and to rewatch it. There is no such scene in Dunkey, to be honest. I think that's what another thing is missing, where there is no such scene.
One scene worked across from Dunkey, everybody appreciated, was you want to test my knowledge in English because I don't know. That
Tapsi Pannu.
No, Vicky Kaushal.
Vicky Kaushal.
He will tell noun, pronoun, adjective, that.
Yes.
So,
but it could have been a little more. I mean, as much as that was a moment to remember, but due to the impact of others, we'll forget this one. So
Dunkey was poorly written in many ways, not just because of what character antagonist or as a whole. It was, they didn't really put the heart in there.
And one more thing is that we've already seen Sridev Garu do it a while ago. I mean, what Amitabh Bachchan sir did it in way back in Namakalal. I walk English, talk English, eat English, sleep English. That dialogue. That dialogue is still popular today in the North. So, when Tapsi Pannu was telling that dialogue, wherein roti, aloo, put aloo, it reached a point wherein even the actors can't do anything. Like it's the juice is already squeezed off from the fruit. That there is probably nothing more the actor also can add to that. Sriram Garu did it very efficiently. Amitabh Bachchan, the legends have done it, that scene. And Tapsi Pannu was trying to, she came very close, I have to say. She came very close. But then, you expect more because you have Amitabh Bachchan in mind, Sridevi in mind.
So in the end, one more point. Bharadwaj Rangan once said recently, of like 4 or 5 years ago, after watching Maniratnam film, that it is not the director in Maniratnam who is going down. It is his writing. Director, he's the same director. Like this skill of putting a scene across or getting the frame right. Layering a scene, the frame as well. Everything is as good as he was. Okay. The same thing goes with Shankar or Rajkumar Hirani. They're nothing wrong as the directors. Directors, they are great. It's only at the writing part people are lagging. Just at the writing. Yeah.
So thank you, Malik. Thank you for that. Vishnath, Sid, I'll come to you in the last. Okay. Vishnath Garu. So Vishnath Garu is a last moment entry.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. I think, first time attending this one.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Very nice to see you all, actually. I see, I'm also, like all of you, a big fan of Rajkumar Hirani. So, can I just sum up that one, all the things, whatever we discussed. So, like everybody pointed out, like,
one second, sir. One second, sir. I have to tell audience, out of all of us, Vishnath Garu is the one who is maintaining notes on what we are discussing. Now go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I'm noting down points, actually. So, okay. See, I have attended many online filmmaking courses and as well screenwriting courses, including I attended New York Film Academy also, film directing course. So that is the reason. Just
come on.
Yeah. Thing is that, see, I'm also a big fan of Rajkumar Hirani, but still after seeing Dunkey also, I have huge respect on him. See why I'm saying, see every art form of everyone, there is a peak and there may be some slide down. Like even if you take A.R. Rahman also. So writing is really very, very, very difficult one. See, I came to know from the last 1.5 years only because I'm writing some screenplay. It is really hell, actually. So that is the reason I'm saying. So the thing is that wrong number, we discussed that one, correct? So, but what I came to know that one, they have prepared, they have completed script work. So later they came to know that Inception story is the same one like PK second half. That is the reason they have rewritten the script. I think it took like 1.5 years. So I still have that, how they managed that one second half, really hats off to their writing team. Because they have written second half something else, but it is like same theme of Inception. So putting somebody's mind, in other person and how they manipulate that one. So that's a really great challenging task, but still they manage that one. Really, really hats off to their team. That is the first point we discussed, and remaining all the movies from the beginning, Munabai MBBS, it's good one. We all agree that that's a different one, first of its kind actually, Rajkumar Hirani. But however, that is a remade of Patch Adams. But still, he managed very well on that one because of budget limitation, etc., everything. I watched all interviews of Rajkumar Hirani. I'm up to date actually. So regarding Three Idiots also, I just thought of sharing many things actually. So Munabai MBBS is like different one. It's like remade, but Lage Raho also, it's an excellent one. So the thing is that in all his movies, he wants to give first. He wants to hook up the audience. Is other formula, and finally he wants to give surprise to that one. So audience, he enroutes audience in one way. Finally, he gives some surprise. Even in PK also, in Lage Raho also. And that is really missing in Dunkey because Dunkey is all a different kind of ball game actually for them. So because these are all different movies when compared to Dunkey movie. And coming to Three Idiots, actually, I read the entire this screenplay one book. I have that one, Three Idiots. So I think for them, it took like 18 months to 2 years to crack that first one, whatever we are saying, the hook point. What if one friend is missing out of two, then if these two are searching for them, then that is like hook point. So for cracking that one from the book to that screenplay, it took like almost 2 years for them. Because otherwise, all are events only. They have only events. But how to connect those all events, they struggled a lot actually. See, if you see that point is not there in the book. So if you take out that point, it's all like event-based movie. There's no connectivity. So to crack that one, they took like almost 18 months. He has given his book actually.
Yes.
Three Idiots book is there. Na? So that is again a difficult one. So after that, really nobody can expect more than from those duo, Abhijat Joshi and still they managed PK. PK also, maybe if Inception would have not released, PK would have been like big blockbuster because they were very confident on PK's second half also. But still, with a short of the time and Oh My God also was the same similar theme actually. So still they managed that one. I think it collected 300. And coming to Sanju also, if we see the screen, Sanju also takes us like, so though it's not that some hook point is there, but if you see the screenplay and if you see the movie, each scene ends and it starts, that organic flow is very good actually in Sanju movie also. But of course, he wants to create empathy on Sanju. That's a different story actually. He need not create more empathy on Sanju, but he made that point clearly. Yeah. What else we discussed? The wrong number one already I told. And yeah, coming back to this Dunkey one, specifically Dunkey one, what I felt that hook point is missing actually. So initially, like all Rajkumar Hirani movies, he hooks audience actually in one point, and he takes that with that hook only, he takes audience up to climax. But here something is missing, and surprise element is also really missing because they are going to London and they are coming back. It's like fabricated one, we felt. So after watching that movie, and someone pointed out really, Soldier is doing all these things. So there is one more conflict point. Actually, he says that he doesn't want to take asylum. In the second half. Why Soldier? He got like patriotism is there with the soldier and all these things there. But why he is doing this illegal one itself is really contradictory statement. So there itself it has gone actually. So there are two contradictory statements. One, soldier is supposed, he must not do this one illegally, but he is doing. And in the second half, again, he is telling that
no, I won't betray my country.
So he himself, like, it happens actually. See, pointing out one point, it's very easy. So again, I'm saying, see, after writing screenplay only, it is very, very difficult. But still, that is like a glaring mistake kind of thing I felt. That is one thing. And one big point, what I felt actually, every director got their own strengths to deal some subjects, some themes. But here, I felt that maybe Rajkumar Hirani, it's not Rajkumar Hirani's cup of tea. This theme especially. Why I'm saying especially, see, Dunkey is about illegal immigration. But really, if you see that one, like it may be like 10 to 15 minutes only it is there in the movie. If you go in detail. So remaining all how they are preparing and the actual going is very, very less actually.
Yes.
So maybe that is the one because he doesn't want to go in detail because his strength may not be that area actually. So his strength is comedy. That is the reason preparation he has given more time and later time he has given much. But going that one like it is like 10 to 15 minutes. That also I felt like. See, when you have taken that central theme of that one and you are not showing struggles there, just like that going is also like, I felt they should have done more on that one actually. I felt like that one also. And emotions, somebody already we have highlighted. See, when you see that all 4 or 5 group of people are there, they want to go to England. Out of all, Vicky Kaushal emotion is very high. I mean, strong, compelling
Absolutely.
for him. But why he has taken the decision, I don't know. Why? See, he himself he commits suicide in that one. After that, I felt that one big line and small line. If you compare with that big line, you are killing, and small lines you are taking up to end. I don't know. There, like everyone else told. See, these all four others, just like that. We don't feel that they want to en route to that England, and nobody, because their ambitions and their goals are very small ones. Even if you go in detail, I mean, he has not explored other options also. First, they might have explored other options in Punjab itself before going to England. Okay, I agree that is the attracted one. England, if you go to the dollars and all, they will learn. But they should have shown here also some exploration of job requirement or business one. If they fail, if they go there, then still there is a chance actually. But he played his own zone actually. So because he loves comedy, so and in his interviews he told many things actually. They have gone physically there during COVID time. They attended classes. I think everybody aware of that one. It seems. So they attended the classes. Like they said that demo class we'll attend, and after that we'll pay the fee. So they got the real experience of that one. So that really appreciable thing actually. So they got everything. So that emotion, core emotion, and compelling theme. Also, I felt that it is like that is the reason. And jokes also like already we watched somewhere else also those jokes. That may be the main reason those jokes not worked out very well actually.
So I mean, when you have mentioned an interesting point there, when PK was released, Oh My God was already released. When the issue of illegal immigration, all these things were happening, a lot of it is already talked about in other films. I don't remember exactly which one is Dhanush one film. So there is much. There is already a film in place, and in the same theme. And you have said, sir, Vishnu sir.
Yeah, no need to call me, sir. Yeah, just call me.
That's right. Okay. So you have said that PK second half resembled Inception a lot. I would say I don't know. Sir. This is my opinion.
And like someone else also mentioned that one. Really, writing is difficult even for Rajkumar Hirani also. What is the toughest part means he says that writing.
Absolutely.
Because he takes like 2 to 2.5 years. So he says that if any readily available script
is there, I'll tell you one thing, sir. Sid and me, we were supposed to work on a script. I don't know how many pages I have torn. It is extremely you can't be satisfied with your own scene.
True.
So I totally understand. And so my point is, what should writers or directors do when some other movie explores the same theme and you just this is another question. We'll discuss once again. I'll give the mic to Sid, and once Sid speaks, we'll talk about this one. Because this is a recurring problem for
now,
Raju Hirani.
What you said that as a theme, if you give the same theme, how we have to rewrite that?
Yes. I mean, not how. After watching Oh My God, and I would, if PK were my script, I would completely abandon it. One second before because this is a different topic. I want Sid to go. Sid, please.
So I have a couple of points, Aryan, that I would like to sort of bring to the table. One is like the greatest aspect, like the one aspect or one major element about nostalgia is the fact that it is timeless. But how timeless is nostalgia anymore? in the so-called postmodernist society. So I'm saying this because majority of Rajkumar Hirani's work is inspired from the various anecdotes that he sort of has collected and recollected and dumped into his thoughts folder for quite some time. You take Munna Bhai MBBS, you take Lage Raho Munna Bhai, you take anything. It's inspired from events which are predominantly anecdotal. And what happens is, again, like the principle or the thematic base that he has set for himself, LCD, that Sahu was talking about, comes from nostalgia. It's an element of nostalgia. So whatever he sort of brings to the table with respect to his scripts is inherently nostalgic. Now, the thing with anecdotes, the thing with nostalgia, the thing with his own principle is, once you start becoming a master at it, you also start turning into a slave. And you don't realize that you're turning into a slave of your own principle, and you do not know when it turns into what do you call it, an equation or a formula that you follow. And
I'll summarize this one. My friend told me when we were speaking about boozing and drugs and all, he told me an interesting phrase: "What controls you will also control you someday." So same thing.
So what you own ends up owning you.
Owning
so
you.
that's going to happen, and that's what happened in this case. At least I'd like to sort of retain my objectivity, and I would like to pertain to Dunkey. With Dunkey, what actually happened is, it's like you understanding your own formula and you becoming confident, you becoming utterly confident about it, that you are like, it's okay, LHS is equal to RHS, I'll definitely crack it. You wake me in the midnight, I know this, and one day you get it wrong. You get it wrong because unconsciously you're so confident about it that you miss it out. What happened with Rajkumar Hirani in respect to Dunkey was that he knows formula, he knows everything, but when you attach something as mathematical to something which is as emotional as nostalgia or anecdotes, it automatically turns mechanical, or for lack of a better word, robotic.
Wherein people feel,
wherein people also feel, yes. And one thing about honesty is honesty reflects, and one thing about dishonesty is dishonesty makes a resound. So this interview is an example of a resound wherein you saw some amount of dishonesty in the work that is produced by a genius storyteller. And we are disheartened by his attempt, and we've seen that it is starting to turn condescending, it's starting to turn a little mechanical, but it's again like once you apply IQ to EQ, and once IQ supersedes EQ, the result is Dunkey. and no doubt, Rajkumar Hirani is an intelligent filmmaker. He's one of the most sensible minds that we have. And the second most important point that actually struck me when we all were discussing is the idea of geopolitics, and the idea of not having geopolitical barriers is not a surface level conversation, even thematically. For heaven's sake, for nature's sake, Leo Tolstoy had to write a 2,000-page novel to describe war and peace. Geopolitics, anything socio-political, anything socio-economic, anything socio-cultural, it cannot be discussed as conveniently as PK, Three Idiots, Lagera Munnabai or Munnabai MBBS was discussed.
Absolutely.
And it can't be so surface level. That surface level sort of hits you because the other films of Hirani more or less deal with popular sentiments. Geopolitical barrier is not a popular sentiment. It's a divisive sentiment. When you are attempting something so specific, and when you turn that specific conversation into a surface level conversation wherein you add your pinch of humor, you add your pinch of principles, what happens is it starts turning half-baked, for lack of a better word.
Right.
And that is where you're, you don't really, you can't have half-baked cakes, right? They don't taste the way they have to. So I think that's what happened with Dunkey. Majorly because again, it gives you a feeling that ye jo topic hai, it is so important, it is so pertinent, and the questions that can be raised with regards to illegal immigration, with regards to geopolitical barriers, can actually turn so intense while being humorous. But the intensity of it, as Vishwanath Garu cited, is just for 10 to 15 minutes. And the rest of it predominantly deals with friendship. And we are left with a sense of bewilderment wherein we don't really know what to take home. Is it Deshbhakti? Is it friendship? Is it illegal immigration? Is it what is it? What is it? What is Dunkey? As Sahu mentioned, what is the theme of Dunkey? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not confident enough to even project the theme of Dunkey after I finished watching it.
This is very, very interesting. The same as Sai pointed out. People, Sai pointed out that people are already biased about it. People are already clear about,
Absolutely.
it's a geopolitical thing, and even religion. There is a huge backlash on PK.
PK, absolutely.
So, you will at max scratch the surface if you try to put in a 2.5 hour film.
So you started out by saying, Aryan, that all the filmmakers are magicians, and of course, like the storytellers are filmmakers. So I think, yeah, Rajkumar Hirani is also a magician, no doubt. But just because a magician's magic trick, one magic trick of a magician has gone wrong, doesn't make him any less of a magician.
Personally,
So
last 3 films didn't work.
all
Last 3 films didn't work at all. Okay, his
Yeah, of
magic
course.
didn't work for me. Since PK, I stopped like taking him seriously. After Sanju, I dumped him. Like, I'm not going to watch any of his films. I promised myself I'm never going to watch Rajkumar Hirani film after watching Sanju. But somebody forced me to watch that day because they had an extra ticket. I thought, why not? First day. Free में जा रहे हैं तो जाके देख लेता हूँ. But interestingly, you know what? I like it Dunkey more than PK and Sanju. Personally, I thought it's a better film. I thought it's going to be a hit, not a super hit. I thought Dunkey would work for box office and some extent it will work. Second half thoda downfall tha. I felt second half could have been far better. But personally, I like Dunkey because I had zero expectation from him. I felt, oh God, this guy made something. Maybe it's about our expectations.
Now, this is an interesting thing because Malik went with a lot of expectations.
Yes,
I went with Rajkumar Hirani and Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah. I went with negative.
Even Dharani. Malik, you have something to say?
No, I don't have any thing on Dunkey. To be honest, like I just want to say one thing that I'm gonna book next time also the same book my show, the same morning show for Rajkumar Hirani. Because why I'm saying this is because like Lagero Munnabai or Three Idiots, those were my childhood. I don't know how many times I saw Lagero Munnabai and everything. No,
yeah, we used to have that CD with us. How
that
many
CD
times we watched Lagero Munnabai?
Yeah, if that CD had a voice, she should have told me that please stop paying me, because my childhood was my childhood was Rajkumar Hirani. So I just want him to make better movies and everything. Dunkey, I don't want to say anything about it because even if you ask Rajkumar Hirani sir also, he'll say the same thing. Like I don't want to talk about anything Dunkey. So I want him to make a better movie the next time. I'm hoping for it. At least as all of you said, like maybe break his patterns or do something else. Bring like Sahul told, like bring good writers. Change patterns or write something unpredictable. But I want him to be before anything happens. Like I want him to see a great movie. Like I want to go to the theater and look. This is my Rajkumar Hirani. Like again, he came back with some movie, something like that. I want to see that.
You stole my ending lines. I don't have to conclude this debate. There is no better conclusion than this one. Like Malik said, we want Rajkumar Hirani to make an exceptionally good film so that our kids' childhoods will also be safe, will also be beautiful as ours were. So, thank you, audience. Thank you for joining us. And I hope this thing reaches Rajkumar Hirani, sir. We'll see about that. And thank you for joining us. This is Aryan signing off. By the way, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel. Bye, guys.